Coming up on a college football weekend, we love it so much. I've worn my Penn State sweatsuit to the studio today. Penn State, Michigan, big game Saturday night in the Big Ten. A lot of big games this weekend, including Syracuse. Can they continue the mojo coming off the Clemson win, going on the road at number 8 Miami? Let's ask Zaire Franklin, the Syracuse senior linebacker captain, the first 3-time captain for the Orange since the late 1980s. We appreciate Zaire. A few minutes here on Big Board Sports in Albany. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Just a little under the weather. Upstate, they got a little weird weather thing going on right now, but doing good. Just trying to push through, beat Miami this weekend.
Zaire, well, before we get to tackling Miami on the road, which is next up for you guys, just let me take you back to last Friday and what a shocker that was around the country. You knock off Clemson at the Carrier Dome. How did you go about upsetting the number 2 ranked team in the country a week ago?
Really, I like to really say is, just, through belief in us, belief in, Coach Babers and, just executing and just doing our 111. That's really just how we got it done. Just making sure you do your job and you win your one-on-one battle. And, throughout the course of the game, things just, fell our way.
Zaire, people always bring up the greatest wins in program history, and 1984 knocking off Nebraska is one that comes to the forefront, but that was 12 years before you were even born. But I'm sure you've heard all about that. You've heard about 87, some of the great wins in the Syracuse football program, and now you add Clemson. Can you put that into perspective for us, what that means to you and the program, the victory over Clemson?
It's big, man. Since I've been here, every time we played a big team, they always, reference or mention, that Nebraska game and how they made the impossible seem possible. And, we had a lot of guys come in throughout the years and try to explain us what that meant. And that was awesome just to know that, we put our stamp in the history of the program.
And it's such a huge win even just for this singular season, Zaire, because I know now you guys are on a track to make a bowl game, which is always the goal of every college football team at the beginning of the season. It just depends, of course, the height of that specific bowl game. When everybody is counting you guys out, saying you're 23, 24-point underdogs, whatever it is. I don't know how much of that noise players actually hear, but how do you manage to stay focused on the goal, stay tight as a locker room, and be able to pull off an upset, which you did?
Really, like I said, it's just really just kind of ignoring the noise, just understanding that, people's outside perception, it doesn't really have that big of an impact on the game. And that as long as you believe in yourself and you believe in the guy next to you, that you could do anything. Coach Babers, since he's came in his second year, he's really instilled the idea of family, ohana, and just really believing in, each other and doing what it takes for the family. And I think, just since he's been here, specifically this season, that's just something we live and die by.
Well, I tell you what, Zaire, that win has pumped up the fan base. A lot of fan base here in the Capital Region in the 518. A lot of season ticket holders, a lot of fans that when the program wins and you produce wins like that, they want to get in their car and drive to the Carrier Dome to see you play the next game. It also seems like you have the right head coach in place here, too. Saw the post-game celebration in the locker room with your head coach, Dino Babers, and at least you get to play for him for 1 year. But you've been around him enough so far. What is it about Dino Babers that makes him the right fit as the head coach of Syracuse?
Coach Babers, he's got this kind of this aura about him. When you're in the same room as him, he just commands the room without really having to say much. And Coach Babers, he's very passionate about not only football in the program, but also just doing things the right way, make sure that there were no shortcuts in any part of the process. And I think he's a guy that's just going to definitely take Syracuse to places that it hasn't been for in a long time.
Senior captain, two-time linebacker, senior captain, and a linebacker for Syracuse, Zaire Franklin, with us here on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. All right, Zaire, let's look ahead to the weekend here. As you know, there are no breaks in the ACC. You get number 2 Clemson at home, and hey, the upset is great, but you don't get a lot of time to really enjoy that because before you know it, here comes number 8 Miami. They've played some really close games lately, nearly upset a couple of times the last 2 weeks. What type of Hurricane team are you expecting Saturday?
I'm expecting a very physical, motivated, Hurricane team. Obviously, they're ranked 8th in the country, but I feel like they've received a lot of backlash on, kind of a couple of victories they did pull out. So I'm expecting them to, try to come out and prove a point, against us that, hey, they're the new top dogs and the U is back. And, they got a really talented running back, really talented quarterback, and a lot of good receivers on the outside. So, it's definitely going to be a good challenge for us this coming Saturday.
And obviously, again, I don't know if this is the type of thing you pay attention to, but we in the media certainly do. You beat a team like Clemson. Well, guess what? ESPN wants to pick up that Miami-Syracuse game, knowing that a lot of eyes around the country will be on it. Do you take great pride in knowing that you are a game that is featured that Saturday, 3:30 on ESPN?
Oh, of course. There's always a great opportunity to be able to play on national television. A lot of people don't even ever get that opportunity. And, to be able to do what you love on the national audience with millions of people watching, with thousands of people in attendance, it's just a different feeling. But I think it's just going to be a great environment down there. I know their fans are really rallying behind the new coach and, the new direction that the program's heading in. So, I think it's just going to be a great game, great environment. Hopefully we get that win.
Syracuse at number 8 Miami this Saturday, 3:30 on ESPN, and another win, and we will be talking about a ranked Orange football team this time next week, no doubt about that. Zaire Franklin with us here on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Zaire, good luck Saturday, man. Stay healthy, and I hope we'll be doing this again.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.